What is up, guys? This is your main man Ben here, bringing you some crypto news, bringing you some crypto updates straight from Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So it's a very, very crazy week. And before the weekends, let's get more crazy. So, hey, how are you guys? It's good to be back. Couple of days off. I had some technical difficulties with my setup, so I was due to upload something yesterday, but then again, some problems with my setup. But we are back. I think I'm sticking with OBS. It's because it's the one that only works. So, by the way, thanks for viewing. Before anything else, if you like this video, click like, subscribe if you like, and if you don't, it's all good. But let's start with our coin market cap. Price action, guys. Price action. So let's hit refresh. Again, we are 7/27/2018. We are in Friday and we are closing the day. So it's a bit hectic, guys, but we are closing on the weekend and the bulls are fighting back. When I say fighting back, after what happened to the ETF applications that the Winklevoss brothers that got denied for the second time by the SEC, we are going to discuss that a little bit. What is ETF? What's the role of SEC? We're going to discuss that in a little bit. But we are going to our price action, guys. So Bitcoin is a bit of recovery here. So from yesterday, it went down as slow as, I believe, 7,800, something like that. And we are back. We are back at what? 8,000, almost 8,300. Yeah, we went dip 7,862 to be exact. And we are 8,233. So the bulls indeed are fighting back, guys. So they didn't we'll see what happens in spite of the denial of SEC granting an ETF. What do you call this? Grants for the Winklevoss brother. So we'll see. Ethereum still and down a little bit, 0.20%, 0.20%, not really significant, but it takes a little bit hit. XRP is plus 0.48, Bitcoin Cash 1.14, EOS negative 0.42, not a whole lot. Once again, I want to visit the one that I shill a lot. So VeChain 2.53, guys. So this is a very significant amount. They came back swinging, and we shall discuss with VeChain a little bit as well in a little bit. It's a long day, trust me, guys, a very long day. I came back from work and I just want to bring out some good stuff, some positivity as well. You know, there's so many negative stuff in the world. Little positive news would brighten up your day. But hey, miners, we are at 9,570, 11050 Ti, 21070, 11070 Ti, and 11080 at 13 cents kilowatt per hour. We are clocking at what Ethereum at $7.57 after electricity, tax, and all that stuff. Rough estimate of $7.57, which is bleak, to be honest with you, but nothing really we can do with that. But let's go back to Ven, guys. There is a little bit of what is this? Yeah, emergency alert. There is a little bit of news with this 100,000 VThor token that will be a giveaway to celebrate the launch of the VeChain mainnet. So there will be a giveaway, and a snapshot would be taken around 8/1, so August 1. So the distribution will be completed at 8/05 August, so that's next month. So if you get a vet in Binance, you will be entitled for this airdrop. So good news, Ven holders or VET-Thor holders, as a very good news, guys. So moving on, we got to talk about this ETF, because it's a very significant news, especially in our space. Not just for individuals, which is the one that got denied was the Winklevoss brothers, If you search these guys, these guys are Olympians, and they got into Bitcoin, and they're really very, very active in the space. So what is ETF? ETF is short for Exchange Traded Fund. So what is an Exchange Traded Fund? It's a marketable security that tracks an index, a commodity, bonds, or basket of assets like an index fund. So why is ETF very significant to the crypto space? It's because the liquidity and lower fees that it brings to the market attracts individual investors, meaning us. Anyone can be an individual investors. You do not need to be a company. You do not need to hold big funds, but individual investors. So it fit the bill for normal people like us. So very significant. Why is SEC important for this type of stuff? Yes, this is what the SEC brings. SEC is in short for Security and Exchange Commission. So this is part of the U.S. government agency with the purpose of protecting investors from dangerous or illegal financial practices or fraud, requiring full and accurate financial disclosure by companies offering stocks, bonds, mutuals, and other security to the public. So in other words, SEC exists to protect both investors and, the company that like a stocks exchange or the ones that's holding these big funds. So once again, guys, this is the commissioner of SEC, Hester Pierce, or is that the right one? Yes, they have denied the Winklevoss brothers. I think that's a very big impact why there was a big dip yesterday from a bullish pattern on BTC, and this actually does affect it because crypto space is very dependent on the travel of information. So what happened was, this is a direct statement per article on this one was released. We got, I think I'm going to post some links exactly from the sec.gov. So the commissioner said that, quote unquote, if we were to approve the ETP at issue here, investors could choose whether to buy it or avoid it. The commission's action today deprives investors of this choice. That's a statement from Hester and Pierce. So I would say, guys, what my take about this is first, SEC here in the United States is kind of in the middle ground. They didn't say that we are rejecting cryptocurrency just because we don't like it, but there is a big gap between what is happening. So this is not a complete, I would say this is not a complete disapproval of what they're applying, the ETF exactly because first, I think like what they said that they should take their ingenuity to the oh my god, man, I'm so stuttering right now. Ingenuity to other sectors of our economy, to foreign markets where the talents will be welcomed with more enthusiasm. So meaning, one way or the other, developers, engineers, or other companies, if SEC will not step up their game, then whatever talents we have here in America would probably get out of the country and explore more, because this space will not wait for anyone. And if you're not into it, then the space will not wait for you. So if the other side of the world is innovating, they're cultivating this technology, and us here in United States, we are fighting for approval, we're fighting for the laws and all that stuff, then we are one step behind, and then we cannot just count our step, but we have to come together to make this happen. Second point, Bitcoin are interchangeable so that the purchaser is sure to get exactly the same thing no matter where they purchase it. So not one Bitcoin is the same, guys. So every Bitcoin is different. So there's a lot of gray areas in SEC because you cannot just track this thing, and maybe this was mined, or maybe this Bitcoin was in a different form of, I would say, it was stolen or it was corrupted in some point. But one more thing, Bitcoin mining is not geographical limited, so it's not subjected to geopolitical threats that plague other commodity markets. So once again, this is not your regular market like the exchange. So this is a digital market. Everyone is able to participate, and there is no gray line, guys. I mean, if you looked at it, SEC probably did not approve it just because if you look at exchange here in America, shall we say rough example is Bittrex. If Bittrex price on BTC is, for example, 8,300 for one BTC, in Binance it's not going to be the same. So although one BTC is equals to X amount of Satoshis, in fiat amount it's different. So there is no like one uniform price for it. So that's a lot of tackling to do in terms of how regulating it, basically, because that's what the SEC is for regulation. But they're not against cryptos. And once again, it doesn't mean that they didn't approve this. They're not going to be into cryptocurrency. But moving on, guys, in relation to what we're talking about here, in spite of the disapproval, what is this? Why is this showing? There you go. Bulls are back in town and they fighting back. So either way, approval of SEC or not, the world is going to move on. Other side of the world continue trading. There are whales in there that's not in America, so we got to accept that too. So they're bouncing back, guys, from 7,800 yesterday. Upon the release of this news, we're back at almost 8,300. So we can see that this is not about, the fear, uncertainty, doubt, the news that came out. Definitely it contributed to the price plummeting. But then again, it's not just one dimensional. So there are things that can happen and transpire without this news. It does affect the market, but then again, it's not the only thing that can affect the price or the trading in the exchange. So moving on, guys, on the miner side, an AMD side expects GPU sales to cryptocurrency miners to keep sliding. So basically, it looks like from double digit to single digit growth. In other words, GPU prices are going down. So as we mature in the technology, people are being aware of it. Less and less demands of mining is coming up. There's a lot of contributors why this GPU market is starting to go back to normal. Because first, ASICs are coming in, dominating the market, monopolizing the hash rates, the lending power of what the network needs, or what the main net or the coins such as Ethereum or Zencash lending power. ASICs are very, very efficient. They're application specific. So GPU are getting crushed by ASIC. Put that out there, and that's a fact. Second, there's so many miners and difficulty level is high. And on top of that, that's a contribution of the ASIC. So the more GPU you're going to need to compete with it. And GPUs are not really, really cheap. Although if you just looked at it in miner's perspective, it's good. But then again, you got to put up into your overall cost, the motherboard, RAM, hard drive, CPU, and then the risers. It's going to pile up. So overall, guys, I think we're going to see a slide back on the GPU prices. It's going to step down. and everything is going to be stabilized for, I would say, until by the end of the year. And on top of that, Nvidia, AMD are releasing their new cards, I believe, especially Nvidia. So what's going to happen with the older generations and the new generations, and the type of RAM they put into the GPU themselves. So far, guys, we're going to end up this discussion with regards to the SAC and the ETF thing. I think it's still in the making. So this is still not going to transpire in a month or two. We cannot really update or predict the exact time frame of this one. But on a positive note, they're not closing the doors, so they're looking into it. My only take is that I hope they're not going to suffocate or cap out the moving forward of the innovation of this technology, because there's a lot of talents here in America and a lot of investors and a lot of companies trying to tap into the market. And if we put positivity in there, if they approve this, so investors and also companies get a chance to see and understand what is blockchain technology. That's just my opinion, guys. Once again, it's the weekend. If you like this video, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Hey, it's Friday, so we relax. Always remember, God is good all the time. This your main man Ben here. Peace out.